boat full of underdogs representing an underdog nation.
In 3, 2, 1, row!
Rowing, particularly in the 1920s, was one of the most attended sports in the United States. The Boys in the Boat is about strong, tough kids, but they were poor and hungry. They're rowing because it was the only way they could stay in college.
Well, what's that about making some money?
Yeah, the rowing team. You're on it, you get a part-time job included, cheap place to live. All you gotta do is make the team.
The stakes were much higher for them.
8-man crew is the most difficult team sport in the world. Most of you will not be chosen.
And it gave them an edge.
The Washington boat has taken the lead. Washington has done it!
These guys at the University of Washington taking on the seniors.
I got 9 seconds under the course record.
And then taking on the fraternity kids. And then taking on the Nazis. Every film we've ever seen that has an underdog in it, you're always rooting for. That you can pull yourself up from nothing and succeed.
Give it everything!
There's lots of times when the human spirit prevails over circumstances that it doesn't seem that they ought to be able to prevail over. George understood what the heart of the story was. It reminds us of what we're capable of when we pull together.
The actual story of what they went through was really spectacular.
For all the people who didn't believe in you, as one, as one!
Stay with him until he finishes the first line, and when Joel starts to talk, then you can make the move.
8-man crew is the most difficult team sport in the world.
One catch, let's go!
One of the stepping stones for me to want to get involved in the film was talking to George about this story.
To be directed by George, I'm learning from a master.
You could just sense that he was excited by the challenge of doing it.
The Washington boat has taken the lead. Washington has done it!
He and Grant have done an incredible amount of research about this story.
It's so easy to write exciting scenes, but to put it together so that it really works and your heart is racing, that's a director's skill, that's a George skill.
It requires planning every shot.
George really understands where to put a camera.
For all the people who didn't believe in you!
George adds to the ferociousness, the power, and brings us closer as an audience to the boys in the boat as they cross that finish line.
We see what we're made of and see that we're actually on each other's sides.
The starting gun is up. Oars to front stops.
Ready? Row!
It was really important for us to get rowing right.
Just drop the blade in, Thomas. Okay, well done, lads.
Rowing is the ultimate team sport. Everybody has to do exactly the same thing at exactly the same time.
For the first 6 weeks, we were training.
Training started in a controlled environment in this tank where everybody just figured out the rhythm, and then that transitioned onto the river.
We get picked up at 6:30.
It was wake up, row, eat, sleep, repeat.
Wet and cold, best part of the day right here.
A massive amount of rowing on the River Thames. It's also a lot of conditioning work in the gym.
It's like having 8 people try to learn how to drive at 100 miles an hour, sharing one steering wheel.
So when George and I went to go see them the first time, and they're rowing, I mean, they were horrible.
It was just like paddles going everywhere.
Relax those shoulders.
About 4 weeks later, they were rowing as a team.
That's looking good, lads.
We would train whenever we had days off throughout filming, and
We push ourselves and push each other to go as fast as we can.
We shot in order. So by the time we got to the race in Germany, our kids could stay in the game.
Give me 46!
Yesterday, we got to 46, which is the amount of strokes per minute you have in the boat, which is what the boys did in the Olympics to win the race. And I couldn't be prouder of all of us.
For all the people who didn't believe in you, as one, as one!
I'm so thrilled about this cast that have come together on Mean Girls.
Everybody showed up and brought it.
And Gowrie Rice plays Katie. She really delivers in this role.
She embodied this character so fully. You really feel everything through what she's expressing.
You're really gonna get noticed around here.
The plastics. They're a tall order to live up to, and I think these girls put their own twist on it.
Fierce as hell.
Queen Bee, Regina George, is Renee Rapp. Already a fan favorite.
Fierce, phenomenal talent.
She's powerful, she's sexy.
Get in, loser.
Avantika plays Karen.
The way she makes her look so fierce yet so stupid is so smart as an actor.
And so innovative.
Phoebe Wood is Gretchen.
She makes Gretchen so much fun.
When she auditioned for the movie, we were like, well, there's Gretchen. That's our Gretchen. Chris plays Aaron. Chris doesn't know this, but I did take some independent surveys of teens. It was a unanimous choice to play Aaron. Oh my gosh, Jackwell Spivey is playing Damien. He's incredibly talented.
He brought so many things into the film. Like, there's a fan in the gym scene, and you're like, this is brilliant. Like, how did you just do that?
He is so funny. Ali Cravalho is playing Janice.
She just brings this rawness and truthfulness to Janice.
Yes.
There's like so many really cool, really talented young people.
Everyone brings something new to the table.
So many people. Ashley Park,
John Hamm,
Jenna Fisher,
Busy Phillips, Tim Meadows,
and Tina Fey. It's the coolest thing ever. Amazing actors, insanely talented. It was really special.
In 2004, we made the original Mean Girls.
Get in, loser!
Over the years, I've realized that these characters and this story have had a much longer shelf life than anyone anticipated.
Shut up! I didn't say anything. 20 years later, it's just as poppin' as it was when it came out. It's so iconic and so timeless.
It's become such a part of all of our lives.
Everyone knows the trio in pink.
For this new movie, how can we surprise and delight people who are already familiar with the story? It felt like we could have the best of both worlds with great music.
This thing.
New jokes.
I can't even see it. Like a face breast.
And the look to be updated, but also nods to the original.
That is so fetch.
What is fetch?
It's like slang from an old movie. They nailed the comedy.
I like your shirt.
Thanks. It smells like sausage from the last time I wore it.
All of these characters are familiar.
This fall, we will be getting into abstinence, condoms, and choking.
But there are some twists.
It's cool to see Mean Girls made for a modern day.
It's hot. It's smart and it's funny. And it's really cool.
It's Mean Girls. How do you create new twists and turns with something that was so iconic?
Get in, loser.
But also hadn't been done before? We get to create our own rules in this world.
The Christmas number. So much fun.
Why is it so tight?
I mean, you've had it since the 6th grade. You're probably maturing.
This movie speaks to a whole new generation, but also the original fans of Mean Girls. So excited to be a part of this one.
What are you, anyway?
An if. I had the idea for this movie about 7 years ago. I wanted to do a movie about imaginary friends called Ifs. Imaginary friend? Got it?
This is a movie that John and I have been talking about for years now. Something that feels a bit like a live-action Pixar film.
And action. The movie is about a little girl named Bee going through an experience in her life that is troubling, and as a coping mechanism, she starts to see every single person's imaginary friend. Hi. All the ones that have been left behind by the kids who have created them and grown up. And what does she do with that superpower?
You could save all of us. The man upstairs is a de facto accomplice for Bee, and they strike up a pretty unexpected friendship.
Keith! What kind of a kid creates an invisible if?
In the middle of it is an active imagination. And John Krasinski, who not only wrote the film, directs the film, but he also absolutely enacts these creatures for us all the time.
Anyway! The cast is insane. I know for a fact I will never get a better cast than this. And playing imaginary friends, we have Steve Carell, Matt Damon, Jon Stewart, Phoebe Waller-Bridge, Emily Blunt, Maya Rudolph, Sam Rockwell, Louis Gossett Jr., Sebastian Maniscalco, Chris Maloney, Richard Jenkins, and Awkwafina.
Put some pants on, you're freaking everyone out.
Imaginary friends are not just these adorable creatures. They are actually time capsules for our hopes, dreams, ambitions.
It's fun, it's heartwarming. It's a big family movie with a little bit of everything.
It's about that friend that's there for them unconditionally and always.
I wanted people to leave this movie believing in something bigger and believing in something beautiful will actually get you through another day because it's very real and it's very possible.
Get it? Imaginary friend?
That's enough.
Sorry, it's just so exciting. It's too good. Okay, we're done.
Monk, your books are good, but they're not popular.
Monk is a writer, but for those few people out there who still read, they don't like what he's offering.
Editors, they want a black book.
They have a black book. I'm black, and it's my book.
You know what I mean.
He doesn't want to be pigeonholed in terms of the stories that he writes.
Look at what they publish. Look at what they expect us to write.
He's sick of the racial politics of being a black artist in the world.
I just want to rub their noses in it.
So he pulls a prank and writes a new novel.
Hello?
I be standing outside in the night.
Deadbeat dads, rappers, crack. You said you wanted black stuff. That's black, right?
I see what you're doing.
And it becomes the best-selling novel of his career.
We believe Mr. Lee has written a bestseller.
It's a joke.
The most lucrative joke you've ever told.
But then he sees folks like, this is amazing. It drives him up the wall.
Your books change people's lives.
They're offering $4 million for the movie rights.
Yes! The dumber I behave, the richer I get.
This film explores identity, culture, race, and family in a way that I think is really interesting.
This has gone too far.
Stag Arley is still on the run from authorities.
You haven't done anything. It's not like they can arrest you.
I think it's going to be really gratifying for people to gather in a theater and watch this. Okay, let's begin. Monk is a writer. He wants to be intellectually free and write from that perspective.
They want a black book.
They have a black book. I'm black, and it's my book.
You know what I mean.
But when he discovers a writer played by Issa Rae, he becomes very jealous of her success.
Would you give us the pleasure of reading an excerpt?
Yo, Sharonda, you be pregnant again? If I is, Ray Ray is gonna be a real father this time around. Thank you.
Look at what they expect us to write.
Monk pulls a prank and writes a novel called My Pathology.
It becomes the best-selling novel of his career.
We sold your book.
No.
They ran 300,000 copies. Your books change people's lives.
They're offering $4 million for the movie rights.
Yes! The dumber I behave, the richer I get.
It's quite a milestone for me to get a chance to just share the screen with Jeffrey Wright. People want to love you, Monk. You should let them love all of you.
I text my mom, like, I got to work with Jeffrey Wright. She was like, what?
The minute Jeffrey signed on, I was so excited. He's an incredible actor.
Jeffrey becomes something different in every role. And I didn't know that he was a laugher, but we met him laughing a lot, which made me really happy.
The film offered me a character to wrap myself around on the most personal and kind of emotional level that I could sink my teeth into. It's dealing with some super relevant, age-old themes, along with a deep thread of comedy and irony running through it.
We sold your book.
No.
As soon as I met Cord, it was clear that he understood the spirit of the novel.
It's a joke.
The most lucrative joke you've ever told.
He took my material and made it his own.
Is this based on your actual life?
No.
There's something delightful in the simplicity of this story and what it's actually trying to comment on.
I thought it was really funny and rooted in realness.
I am thrilled to read a BIPOC man harmed by our carceral state.
It explores identity, culture, race, family in a way that I think is really interesting.
People want to love you, Monk. You should let them love all of you.
What Cord has made here is a fine piece of art.
Once the screen goes dark, the lobby will be filled with conversation about this film.
Yes!
The dumber I behave, the richer I get.
There's levity, but also an element of surprise. That, to me, is really keeping with the essence of the book.
Sometimes we can do things that exclude others.
You still talking to your friend? It's complicated.
I think he went back in. We gotta go get him.
Welcome to Jumanji.
Even the smallest words and actions can have a big effect on someone. You have the skills. Because of you, someone's entire day, their year, or their life can change.
Remember, the future is in your hands.
Visit becauseofyou.org to learn more.
Totally, let's do it.
As we were making The Creator, AI has gotten better and better, and it feels like we're at that tipping point now. And this movie questions, what does that look like 50 years from now, when AI is more embedded as part of society?
This is a fight for our very existence.
Let's move. Did you locate the weapon?
Yeah, it's here.
It's a kid.
I think Gareth's really clever in how he built this world. Everything feels very organic and very grounded.
The way we wanted to approach AI in this film was as naturalistic as possible.
Whether it be the simulants or our robots, we found a really lovely balance, being able to show the tech, but also show that they think for themselves, they have feelings.
What do you want with the child?
It was massively ambitious, but Gareth's a director with an absolute vision.
This film will challenge what you believe. It's hard to know whose side to be on.
They've come for me.
Alfie!
I don't think anyone's ever seen anything like this.
Seatbelt.
It deals with what does it mean to be human? What does it mean to be alive? And can love kind of transcend those divides?
Those ideas are at the heart of this film, and it's not an easy thing to answer.
Command confirmed. It's been a pleasure to serve you.
Launch! Did you locate the weapon?
Yeah.
Describe it. It's a kid.
John David's character, he's supposed to destroy this weapon, but it happens to be in the form of a 6-year-old child.
Hey, little bot, pay attention.
My name is not Bot. My name is Alfie. Remember?
Usually, robots in movies are all cold, but with Alfie, we keep the humanity in. It forces John David's character to start questioning everything he thought about AI.
Are you going to heaven?
No. You gotta be a good person to go to heaven. It's hard to make a decision, empathy or self-preservation.
What do you want, sweetie? For robots to be free.
We don't have that in the fridge. How about ice cream?
It was so good for the movie that Madeline and JD bonded.
Maddie forces me to be honest. Where's my wife? Tell me where the house go. Go ahead.
Where is my wife?
They were inseparable.
The bug.
She's extremely talented and fearless.
They're coming to get me.
Trust me, I'm getting you out of this. Maddie is a special human being. To be able to emote the way she does, to be able to bring such life into this character, it was amazing.
Action.
I have to help.
There's nothing we can do.
I have to help.
Alfie, we gotta go.
They convey so much. It just feels really unique.
You know what you have to do.
I can't do that. It's like you want,
Gareth Edwards, he is a visionary. And these characters are all relatable and you fall in love with them. I thought, oh my God, sign me up. I want to be a part of this.
What jumped out was the magical realism that he was able to execute. The depth and emotion that he was able to capture in every frame.
They're my family.
They're not people, Maya. They're not real. You and I are real.
This isn't real.
Okay, and cut. Good.
The film deals with a lot of big themes like what does it mean to be human? And what does it mean to be alive? And can love transcend those divides and boundaries?
You're my friend?
Should we embrace it? Should we destroy it? Everyone ready? And action.
Gareth shoots in a way that a lot of actors love because he doesn't like to cut.
Keep going, keep going.
I love that process where we do these rounds of just takes.
He operates the camera himself. You know, he knows what he wants.
Gareth is not afraid to try anything, and anything goes.
We really went for broke. It's just a really insane, rich visual journey that I hope affects people in the way that I was affected when cinema blew my mind as a kid.
Hey, give it back! What are you doing? What are you doing?
Thanks for joining us for Screen Chatter. If you'd like to follow us online, visit us at screenchatter.com. You can check out our many interviews, and you could also check out my reviews. And if you'd like to follow us on social media, we're available on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Again, thanks for joining us. I'm Tony Toscano, and we'll see you next week right here for another Screen Chatter.